This is cycle 3, week 16, Norman Rockwell. We are learning about this week. We actually used his pictures in quarter 1, week 1 or 2, and we talked about some of these. So the kids might recognize them or ask them if they do recognize them. We found oils in them, so that could be a fun recollection. And now we're going to learn a little bit more about him and what he did and who he was. So he was super famous for the Four Freedom series, which there's more details in it. And then when he was doing those, there was a really big fire in his studio, and that really caused him to have this second phase of drawing that was much more modern, because all of the costumes and all the props and everything that he did and he used was all burned in that fire. So this would be more from his second, right? Because he's just wearing like normal clothes. And versus like this one was from his old. It is modern, but it's still very set up and proper. So you can kind of see the difference. So what we're gonna do today for it, please, once you show the kids, please put the paper clip back on and put the sticky note back on, and then put them back in the folder so we can have them for next time. We're gonna do a Saturday Evening Post newspaper cover. So that's what Norman Rockwell, when he had these Four Freedom series and they were put into the Saturday Evening Post, that was the newspaper at the time. Kids ask, like, do your parents get the Star Tribune, or do a Washington Street Journal or something like that? Those, at the time, this is where these were. So we're gonna do a newspaper cover of the Post. So every kid is gonna get a 11 by 17 sheet of construction paper again, and then they're going to need to pick out 2 different colors of 8.5 by 11 pieces of construction paper. The first one that they do, they're going to need to cut 2 strips of paper vertically, like this, okay? Doesn't really matter how thick, and I'll show you what I'm doing in a second. The second sheet of paper needs to be cut 2 strips that are smaller horizontally. And this is why, because this is what's gonna happen. At the top, you're gonna have this, okay? Now you can see my vertical sheet that I cut. I also just cut like this much, not really a science, but just a little bit off, so it does this nice framing for the top. Now I'm gonna glue on the bottom, and I'm gonna show you the end of it. And then I'm going to take that horizontal sheet of paper, and I'm going to glue that on, and then it's going to look like our Post cover. And inside of this blue, I think it's a white case actually, but you will find black sketch markers that we used in week 1. Grab those out, and that is what I wrote Post in, and that's also what I'm gonna write my name in. So I would say by, or written by, or something, but you're gonna have them write their name. Other than this, I would like it to look kind of like this, and then they can get creative in the middle, but I would like it to this can be thick, it can be thin, but I would like it to say Post on the top and who it's by on the bottom. Again, you're emulating a newspaper cover for the for the Saturday Evening Post newspaper cover. Now on the actual picture, I have a note in here to say, have them try to draw something that is like simple. And what I mean by that is like one person or a pet, or I have here like maybe someone just moved. Like it's a single, it's 2 houses or whatever. but it's a single event rather than just like the nature or the sunrise. Something that maybe happened, or maybe they just want to draw themselves, or maybe they want to, but we did that 2 weeks ago, so let's try and avoid drawing yourself. And then some sort of like comment about it, like, and then, right, they could write, or they can say something like, we've moved, for that. For the coloring part, we're going to use pastels because we haven't used them, and they are fun, and they can blend really well, so it might be a little bit messy, might not be, but I would definitely use those for the inside drawing part. The picture in your instructions has a like circle around it with a person. They can do that. They could not. It's totally up to them. But like I said, I think this part needs to happen, and it could be different too. Like this one could be green or could be blue on the back and yellow on the front or something. But you are going to have some scrap pieces of paper left over, so maybe if like kids can share, and then we have less scraps either that we're throwing away or trying to save, and that would be better. Again, I would say whatever you did 2 weeks ago with the Picasso pictures, I would do the same for this for the kids. So if you had them take it home, take it home. If you kept them for their art folders, then keep these for their art folders. I would put a name label on the back just in case. I think everyone's gonna be able to tell with your name and all of that, but it's just a good idea just to keep it on there. So I think that's it. It should be a fun one for the kids. Have them get into their drawings in the middle, and they can explain their covers if they have time. I don't think they will, but if they did, they can.